What I wish I'd known about maternal instinct before having my first baby? What if I told you that the magical maternal instinct everyone promises will kick in the moment you hold your baby doesn't always work that way? That for many of us, it's not an instant download, but a skill we build day by day, diaper by diaper. I spent years believing I'd somehow missed the maternal instinct memo, thinking everyone else got this secret motherhood manual that I wasn't given access to. And I'm going to save you that unnecessary guilt and confusion in the next 6 minutes. You know what nobody tells you? That maternal instinct isn't born. It's built. And I wish someone had told me that before I spent those first weeks after having my son Jaden wondering what was wrong with me. I remember bringing him home from the hospital, this tiny human who depended on me for everything, and feeling completely overwhelmed. The nurses had made it look so easy, swaddling him tight like a little burrito, soothing his cries with just the right bounce and shush. But when it was just us at home, total different story. The first night home, Jaden wouldn't stop crying. I tried everything, feeding, changing, rocking. Nothing worked. My mother-in-law walked in, took one look at him, flipped him onto his tummy across her arm, and he stopped crying instantly. "How did you know to do that?" I asked, amazed. She just shrugged and said, "Experience." That's when it hit me. What we call maternal instinct is often just experience and knowledge passed down. It's not magic, it's a skill. And like any skill, it takes practice. Look, I have a confession. Before I had Jaden, I was a pediatric nurse for 8 years. I thought I knew everything about babies. I could recite developmental milestones in my sleep, calculate medication dosages without blinking, and explain to parents exactly how to care for their little ones. But when it was my baby, all that knowledge seemed to fly out the window, because caring for other people's children professionally and being responsible for your own child emotionally are two completely different things. I've worked with hundreds of new mothers in my career and through this channel, and I can tell you that what we experience as maternal instinct comes from 3 places: knowledge, practice, and connection. Not some magical hormone that activates the moment you give birth. Let me share what I've learned from both my professional and personal journey. First, maternal instinct is partly pattern recognition. When you spend enough time with your baby, you start to notice that different cries mean different things. That little "neh" sound often means hunger. The "a" sound might indicate they need to burp. You don't know this instinctively. You learn it through observation. I remember around week 3 with Jaden, I started to hear the differences in his cries. That wasn't instinct. That was my brain learning patterns through repeated exposure. Second, what feels like instinct is often just your body and brain working together. When your baby cries, your body responds physically. Your heart rate increases, your breasts might leak milk, you feel an urgency to respond. These biological responses help push you to action, but knowing what action to take, that comes with time. Third, and this is what I wish someone had told me, maternal instinct grows with the relationship you build with your specific child. What works for one baby won't necessarily work for another. Your friend's trick for getting her baby to sleep might do nothing for yours. I spoke with Dr. Amanda Richardson, a maternal health researcher. She told me something I'll never forget. She said, "The myth of immediate maternal instinct has probably caused more unnecessary guilt in new mothers than almost anything else." Think about it. How many new mothers have sat in dark rooms, crying alongside their babies, wondering why they don't just know what to do, why they don't feel what they're supposed to feel? The expectation of instant connection and knowledge can make those early days even harder. Here's what's real. For some women, that deep connection happens instantly. For others, and research suggests this is the majority, it builds over time. Both are normal, both are valid. I remember when it finally clicked for me. Jaden was about 2 months old. I was exhausted, hadn't showered in what felt like weeks, and was pacing the hallway with him at 3 a.m. Suddenly, I realized I was humming the same lullaby my grandmother used to sing to me, swaying in the exact rhythm that I knew would soothe him. I hadn't consciously decided to do this, it just happened. And I thought, so this is what they mean by maternal instinct. But it wasn't magic. It was the result of 8 solid weeks of learning my baby, trial and error, tears and triumphs. If you're pregnant or have a newborn and are waiting for that instinct to kick in, here's what I want you to know. Trust that it will come, but understand that it might arrive as a slow build rather than a lightning bolt. Give yourself grace in those early days. Ask for help without shame. Read books, take classes, talk to other mothers. These aren't signs that you're lacking something. They're how you build your unique maternal toolkit. Document what works and what doesn't for your baby. Their preferences and patterns are your guide to developing what will eventually feel like instinct. And most importantly, know that feelings of inadequacy don't mean you're a bad mother. They mean you're a normal one who cares deeply about doing this right. The journey of motherhood is like nothing else. It stretches you, breaks you open, rebuilds you. The relationship with your child grows and evolves every single day. What looks like instinct from the outside is often the culmination of countless hours of devoted attention, learning, and love. I now have 3 children, and with each one, I had to learn a new language of care. My daughter's cries were completely different from my son's. The soothing techniques that worked for Jaden did nothing for Amelia. That's not failure. That's the beautiful individuality of each child and the unique relationship we build with them. Building this knowledge, this connection, it's the real work of motherhood. And it's worth every moment of uncertainty, every sleepless night, every tear shed. If you're looking for more detailed guidance on developing your confidence as a new mother, I've created a comprehensive guide called Building Your Maternal Confidence. You'll find the link in the description below. This guide walks you through practical exercises to help you tune into your baby's needs and build that connection that sometimes gets labeled as instinct. Trust yourself. Trust the process. You're not missing anything. You're building something beautiful one day at a time.